Welcome everybody, my name is missmazky, and today I will be doing an outfit redesign for Ib. Now, the main reason I want to do this because Ib or Eve or however it's pronounced is actually like one of my favorite games of all time, so of course I had to do this, and if you follow me on Instagram or my DeviantArt account, you will definitely see that I'm really into RPG Maker horror games, and I do a lot of Ib fan art. In fact, one of my very first cosplays was actually of Ib, and I plan to do Gary very soon, and I'm very excited for it. And for those who don't know what Ib is, I'm going to give you a decent explanation about what it is, although there might be some spoilers, so I'm gonna warn you about that. I also decided to use my more anime style today because it just fits the art style and her character design more rather than my semi-realistic style. So if you're confused why this art style is different than my two previous videos, I actually have two art styles that I use most of the time. I have a few that I'll experiment around with every now and then, but I usually stick to my semi-realistic or anime style. But anyways, I'll try to now explain the basic plot of what Ib is about. Basically, it is about a girl named Ib that goes to visit an art gallery with her parents, but soon after looking at a certain painting, the room goes dark, everybody disappears, and strange things start to happen. And eventually, after some strange things start to happen, you know, after your regular RPG Maker puzzles and stuff, you enter like this painting on the floor, which is an ocean, and you enter the world of Gortena, which is the name of the artist that does all the art pieces in this really strange gallery. And then as she's floating down, she ends up in like this really weird and creepy art world, and there's no door to go back, so she's basically trapped down there and she has to find a way to get out by solving puzzles and stuff like that. And what adds to the horror element of it, now it takes a lot to really creep me out, but for the quote-unquote horror element of it, it has like mannequins that chase you around and people coming out of paintings and dolls hanging from ceilings and stuff. It's a little bit dark, but I wouldn't say I'm scared of it really. I more just enjoy it for its uniqueness and, you know, the whole aesthetic part of it. I don't know, I just really like it. I've never really seen anything like it. And when I discovered it, it's just like this whole new world, and I really got into it. And it was actually like, I believe it was the very first RPG Maker horror game I discovered, and I'm surprised I liked it so much at that age. Like, I never really cared about graphics or any that kind of thing, but I'm surprised I still enjoyed it so much, even though it's more of a pixel horror game. And of course then that opened my interest to all the other popular RPG Maker horrors like Mad Father and The Witch's House and Forest of Drizzling Rain and etc. There's a lot of them that I know or have heard about. But anyways, back to the story. Basically, when Ib is down in this gallery, she eventually comes across an injured man, and his name is Gary. And how the health works in this game is you have roses, and I believe you have like 3 times you can get hit before you die. Like if your rose wilts all the way down, then you're basically dead, so you have like 3 hit points on you. And her rose is red, and Gary's rose is blue, and another character I will talk about later, rose is yellow. But anyways, Ib decides to help Gary, and in order to do that, she goes and retrieves his rose, and she has to like steal it from this evil painting lady that took it, and that's like tearing it apart. And so she takes the rose and she runs to the water vases, which is like what heals your roses completely and therefore heals you completely. Which is what the whole rose thing is about, like on the original reference picture shown on the left. And I will also be adding a rose on this hat because these whole rose hat aesthetic fashion things are like getting really popular, so I thought incorporating that into this casual outfit kind of redesign would work really nicely with it and make quite a bit of sense. But anyways, after helping Gary, they introduce themselves and they actually become pretty decent friends that decide to help each other get out of the gallery. And then later in the game, they come across another girl and her name is Mary, and they think it is another person that got trapped down in the gallery. But I'm about to spoil it for you, so if you don't want that to happen, I would recommend you turn down your volume or exit the video. But anyways, she turns out not to be human. She is actually a painting that kind of like crawled out and came to life, but she's really lonely down there, which is why I never really hated her, but at the same time, she's kind of evil, and she tries to keep at least Ib down there forever with her. Like, literally the only main thing I have against her, other than the fact that when I'm playing this game, she's, being really annoying and, I want to leave, is that another spoiler alert, she ends up trying to hurt Gary at some point, and Gary's like my favorite character, so that's like, that triggers me. But it could not end that way. The game actually has multiple different endings. When I played the game at least 2 or 3 times, and I've probably gotten about 3 or 4 different endings. So, depending on your actions and what you do and what you say, it can affect the ending of the game, and sometimes you won't make it to the true ending or the, true end of the game. In fact, if you really mess up, it could stop earlier on in the game, and then literally no character is happy and they're all kind of screwed. And the main reason I played the game so many times is because, well, not only did I really love it, and it's like one of my favorite games, but I tried so hard to get the true ending, and I never could. I got close, but it was the ending where Gary didn't remember me when I got out, so that kind of sucked, but oh well. In fact, one of the times that I played, I was so angry that I accidentally got Gary killed that I just decided not to leave the Gortena place and stay there on purpose, because I was so angry, because he's one of my favorites and I just didn't want to leave him there. I was so triggered. But the very first ending I got before I went back and changed it, so I would still be stuck there with Gary, because, that's just how I am. I wasn't gonna leave him there. I got the Together Forever ending with Mary, is where she, appears in my world somehow, and it's like everything is normal, and she appears with my family, and it's as if she was my sister for, all her life or something. Which I guess I'm glad that Mary got out, because it's kind of sad that she's stuck there forever. But don't stab Gary, okay? He's my fave character. And when you do play this game, there's this creepy doll room that Gary gets trapped in, and you have to find a key by tearing open some dolls in order to get out. The first time I played, I really screwed up, and I don't know how I managed to fix him, but somehow I did, and I don't know what I did, but somehow, I turned him back to normal. I think I made Ib punch him multiple times, and he snapped out of his weird wanting to stay there in this freaky Gortena world forever kind of phase. But that's about all I can remember for me rambling on about this game for now. So I guess I'll just get back to the redesign. So for her shirt, I decided to give her a white sweater with red little sleeve cuffs at the end or whatever they're called, and to kind of replicate the same kind of design as her scarf thing hanging off of her collar. It's like a turtleneck under her sweater. That's the best thing I can think of, because if I didn't add something red there, I feel like it would have been bland, it wouldn't have really looked like Ib's original design so much. I mean, it's not supposed to be Ib's original design, but I kind of want to incorporate little pieces of the original into the remake, if that makes sense. The main reason I didn't want to make very dramatic changes is because I still kind of wanted to keep her personality in with her design. Like, I didn't want to make her like look really edgy because then it just wouldn't really fit her. So I made her style more cute and a bit more feminine because in the game she's actually just a 9-year-old girl, so, and she's like wearing a skirt and stuff, so I'm just gonna try to keep that cute, innocent, and feminine element in there with adding a few changes as well. And instead of her red skirt, I will be giving her red rolled up shorts with like a greenish yellow inside that's rolled up, and I'm giving her red boots and black tights. And no, don't worry, I didn't forget to color in a part on the red boots. I actually wanted to kind of have like these white sock things in her that she's wearing in her boots as well, because in the original design her shoes are red but they have like a white sole, I think is the name. I can't remember what the bottom part was called, and I didn't think the boots would look as good with white on the bottom, and I added black instead, but I still wanted to have the white there, so that's what I did. I also added a pinkish, pink fruit flower kind of thing on her shirt because I thought her white sweater looked kind of bland and boring, and it really needed something to just kind of bring it out and make it look a little better. Also, I know the bottom of the sweater was red earlier, but I decided to change it to white because I thought it clashed too much with the red shorts. So, if you're wondering why that's different, or if you're wondering if I just forgot a part, no, I didn't. I just decided to change it. And right now I'm doing the wrinkles and folds and stuff in the clothes, and then I'll be just doing the shading real quick in the background, and then I'll be done. And here we are. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time.